we'd like to sincerely thank our Patreon supporters.
Hey guys, how's it going? I am currently on the front porch and I wanted to walk you through some of the terrarium stuff that I'm doing today because I went out to go film a different video with some animals and it is like 64 degrees right now. Those animals are still in their hide boxes. They were not ready to come out and be filmed yet. And I was like, what can I do to fill my time? I know what I can do. So I am currently working on this enclosure right here. You guys remember in the last build video we did, I finished up these two enclosures, had this one still left to do, so I'm going to be working on this one today. And you guys had requested that I show the process of putting on the grout. That was one thing that I didn't do in that last video, was show that process specifically of putting that grout on, so I would love to show that. I also want to talk to you guys about some of my future plans and my future builds. So obviously I am getting really into these builds, and I love these planted vivariums. I have this pair of Halmahera geckos that are in this enclosure right here, and you'll notice it's a little barren right now. I recently did a very big culling of some plants, or propagating of some plants. Here is Pepper here in this corner, the big male, and I'm not sure where Salt is. I'm not sure where she is at the moment, but I want to give these guys a really, really cool enclosure. And you know, I've read your comments about a paludarium, which is a terrarium with a water feature and like a little waterfall. I think that's what these guys deserve, because they are from an area that is like tropical rainforest. You know, they have constantly, you know, little streams of running water and big canopies and lots of luscious green growth. And I want to put them in something a little taller so that they have a little more arboreal height. And I want to include a water feature in there for them. So you guys have left a lot of comments about check out Serpa Designs. I've been watching their videos, getting more and more inspired. I absolutely love watching these build videos. There is also one other channel that I have been watching a lot of, and that channel is called Biotope Gallery. It's these guys right here. And they don't put audio on their videos. It's just showing the process, but it's all very beautiful, very well done. If you haven't seen their videos, go check them out. They're really, really relaxing and fun to watch. Yeah, I'm getting more and more inspired to do some kind of water feature. So I really want to do that. Inside, let's pop inside for a second. So we are currently in here. Oh, and my little humidifier just kicked on. These guys don't need a lot of humidity for the standing guy geckos, but they do have a little bit that kicks in every once in a while just for the plants that are specifically up there. There was a very straight branch that ran from down here all the way up here. I did replace that with one that was more curved and natural, and I really like the way that looks. I've cleaned up some of the plants, and I'm gearing up to do a very cool drainage layer in here. So here was the thing with the plants. If you don't overwater your plants, they're fine. None of them have died that are down here. I am very on top of taking care of them, so I have not had any issue with the plants being unhappy. The reason I want to do the drainage layer is specifically to have more happy cleanup crew. I'm getting more and more into the isopods, the springtails, learning about them, the detritivores, I believe is what they're called. The little tiny guys that eat decaying plant matter. So I'm getting more into those, and to be able to create a better environment for them, I want to add that drainage layer. So that drainage layer would add a little reservoir almost of any water not used by the plants to sit below until the plants need them. But it would also help to humidify the environment a little more down here, keep that soil a little bit more moist, and just make it a little bit of a better environment for springtails and isopods. So here's the other thing. I've started doing little bug boxes. So these are the really amazing... Oh, these are actually... I ended up taking some of the powder blues out of this tank and giving them their own box. But I also put some of the pied blue in their own box as well. And they have been doing excellent. So these are the pied blue. You can see them right there. They are just so cool. And this gives me the ability to just kind of appreciate them a little more and get to see them up close. I mean, they are just so much fun to watch and to observe. I think that they are just really cool. It honestly makes me want to have like a little mini tank just dedicated to isopods. But yeah, this was a really long-winded intro to this video. So here's the other thing that we were given recently is this tortoise palace. And I don't know if I could turn this into something or not, but I feel like maybe I could. This tortoise palace is made of what I don't think is waterproof board. So I would certainly have to find a way to seal the inside a little better. And it is really, really heavy, but look how big it is. Pete, will you be my model? Can you sit? Good boy. Can you stay? There we go, guys. So that gives you an idea of just how big it is. Good boy, Pete. That gives you an idea of just how big this thing is. It would make a pretty cool environment for something. All right, guys, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to finish cutting out the foam and getting it shaped to where I want it. I've obviously already started that. I'm going to finish that up, and then I'll show you the process of putting that grout on. All right, so I'm out here in the yard. I've got myself set up with my silicone and my substrate ready to go. Jerry's over there working on another project, and I'm as close to him as I can be, keep him company. And here's what I'm going to do a little differently this time. So I'm going to first go around, and for the seam of everything, I'm going to put my bead of silicone. And this time, I've got a paintbrush with me. And I'm just gonna paint that out this time. Kind of, instead of using my finger to get up in the crack, I just picked a paintbrush I don't mind losing. That'll help me push that silicone into any gaps and cracks along the edge. And then when I go to paint underneath any surfaces, it'll help me get up in there and hopefully not get as much of the silicone onto the wood in areas where I don't want it. So I already got some silicone on me. Good. Okay, now I'm just going to do that for the whole entire thing. Get the bottoms coated and get some of this stuff on here. I think that'll be easier to get on once it's kind of upside down. right, this is where we're at. That's where Jerry's at. But all right, so I got a lot of these areas on the undersides and along the edges coated with the silicone and then covered with my substrate. So now all I've got to do is go back in with the grout and basically fill in any of the areas that I did not yet do with the silicone and substrate. So all these back areas, all the areas in the pockets there, all up there, and then we'll be good. It's starting to come together. It's pretty cool to see the progress on it. So let's mix some grout. I've got my grout mixed and this is about the consistency that I like to start working with it, because it's just thick enough that it kind of coats things pretty well, but it's thin enough that it can still be smeared around pretty easily. And normally I just apply this with my hands, but today I am going to try it maybe with the paintbrush, maybe we'll see how it goes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to lay it on thick enough, quick enough with the paintbrush, because it does start drying pretty quickly. And I want to make sure I get it on. Maybe I need like a spoon. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go get a spoon, and then I can dabble it on a little quicker. So here is where we're at. All of the grout is on. I've done a fine layer of the substrate over it just to kind of give it a little bit more depth, and I like how it's looking so far. Obviously it's gonna look a little better once it has the piles of dirt in it and the plants and everything, but it's looking pretty neat. What do you think? Yeah? Happy? Good stuff. So now we just gotta let it dry overnight, and we can finish it up tomorrow. It's looking pretty cool though. I'm pretty pleased with it. Okay guys, here we are the next day. Everything is nice and dry, and you just watched me get all of the siding on to cover up the ugliness of the foam on the sides. Now let me tell you guys, using the paintbrush to smooth out the silicone on the edges, look how much cleaner that looks as far as an edge goes versus what I did before. We'll pop on over here to look at this other tank, and I mean, really, I guess you can't tell because I ended up going up and you guys saw me clean up the edge with the knife you know, I was just able to clean up any raw edges where I didn't like the grout spread up. But, oh, and check out this cool piece. Oh my gosh, how neat is that? We found that when we went to Iguana Land and we're cast netting for the tilapia. Found that beautiful little bit. But I don't know, it just turned out a lot cleaner. So here we've got it. Let me turn it around here for you guys. Alright, so I did go ahead and turn the porch light on for us, just in case it would help maybe a little. We've got our red lava rocks to add to the bottom. I've still got to get the rest of the lava rock in there, got my bag here, but I figured I'd go ahead and cut the screen as well. The drainage layer blockage for the bottom. And the easiest way I have found to do that is just to, you gonna help me, Pete? Just to lay that screen down. And I do like to make it just a little bigger than what it calls for. That way it can kind of lip up around the sides. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you get the idea there. Set that aside right there and finish getting our drainage layer in. Okay, now I did take out some of the super big pieces just because, you know, we don't need them that big in there. But, you know, just like that, where it creates, maybe a few more. Got a couple more massive ones in there. Don't need that. Take this guy, put our drainage layer down, our substrate blocker, sorry. That actually sat exactly in there. Alright, and then we're pretty much ready to put the soil on top. I don't know that I have any soil, so let me check on that and I'll get back to you. The day that I finished this enclosure, it was already pushing dark by the time I finished, so I wanted to wait until it was light outside. Unfortunately, I got caught up with doing a million other things today, and kind of forgot to show this on camera when it was still perfectly bright outside, but hopefully we can peek in and still see. There are no animals in this right now, but I just wanted to go ahead and like get the drainage layer in, get the soil in, and I threw like 2 plants in there just for fun. This plant has been doing really well in the other tanks, so I figured I'd go ahead and put a little bit of that in there. And then of course you saw that I finished the siding to cover that up, and might as well pop in and say hello to some of our other residents here. Hopefully you'll be able to see her through the glass right there. Ah, so pretty. There is a super, super red anole. This guy right up here is going through a really nice shed. And then, let's see if I can coax this girl back out. Come on, girl. Yeah, there she is. Super, super red. So, I'm really excited about these guys. Obviously, there's nothing in this enclosure yet. I don't have any plans to put anything in this yet. I just wanted to build it. I already want to build another. But, yeah, what would you guys put in an enclosure like that? Drop that in the comments below. I'm curious to know what animal you think would look good in there. I appreciate you guys joining me for this one. There will be more of these in the future because I just love doing them so much. Let me know what you think about like the whole time-lapse process versus just showing clips of like, okay, now this is done and this is what it looks like. Let me know what you think about the time-lapse versus that. I think I enjoyed kind of showing that time-lapse a little bit more. So yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell, drop a comment, hype the video, all the things. Have a good one, guys. We'll see you next time.